Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and I got a bit of a rant for you today. Well, guys, yesterday I went over to where I get my mail and picked up 3 Sanrenmu knives. I opened the packages and I had 3 perfect knives. And by perfect, I mean cosmetically, they look good. The actions worked well. One of them needed a little break-in, but it worked well. There were no problems with the knives. The grinds were even. Everything lined up and worked. So with Sanrenmu, I'm at 4 for 4 for pretty much perfect knives. Batting 1,000, 100%, whatever you want to put on it. So I got home and I started kind of doing some numbers on the Chinese knives from named manufacturers. And by named, I mean those names that we know and really kind of trust. And my return to the retailer or send back to the manufacturer rate for those knives is about 30%. So that means somewhere around 3 out of every 10 knives gets returned. And it's been bugging me for a while. It's been just right up my back. There's one company that I'm not even, I've got a pile of knives. I've got a stack over here on a desk that I decided that I quit sending them one at a time. Whenever I end up with, I don't know, 4 or 5 knives, that way I'll send them in. That way I can put them in a single flat rate box and not have the shipping charges for each knife. And guys, it's just not right. I don't like it. It seems like there's no pride in the knife making. It seems like they have turned it into not just a factory, but a factory that doesn't care. A system where the knives go through and there's nobody QAing them. They're just rolling off the end of the line, getting shoved in a box, and off they go. And my beef isn't just with the manufacturers. My beef is with the entire chain. The manufacturers should be QAing these knives. They should send us knives in good working order with no blemishes, scratches, or major goof-ups. They should be sending those to the retailers. The retailers should be opening most of those boxes, checking those knives, and sending them back to these companies if they aren't in good shape. So there should be a QA check at the end of the line, and there should be another QA check at the retailer. And I'm not talking about like Walmart or stuff like that. I'm talking about your online specialty knife shops and your mom and pop specialty knife shops in your local community. And you guys that own knife shops, whether they're online or local, we need your help here. You need to open those knives. And whenever I'm kind of fussing about Chinese made knives, but it doesn't matter if it's a $10 Chinese knife or a $1,000 custom. You need to be looking in these boxes and checking those knives, and if there's something wrong with those knives, sending them back to the whoever's making them before they ever get to the customer, because we need some help. We need these manufacturers to know that we're not going to put up with this. And that gets into what you can do to help if you are just a customer. If you come up with a bad knife, get it back to the retailer if you can. Because the retailer will have to RMA it back to the manufacturer, and if they have a pile of knives that continue to get RMA'd, they're going to have to do something because they're losing money. If you have one that has other issues or places where doing an RMA or places where sending one back to the retailer is a pain, then send it back to the factory or back to the manufacturer. Make them aware that we're not going to put up with this. And for you small knife shops, check them yourself before they go out, especially on the mid-range and lower-end knives where it's not a big deal to open the box, get a look at it, and slap a piece of tape on it and shut it back up. And you guys know which of these companies do this stuff and which ones don't. I'm not going to list them. I am going to give Spyderco props though. I have 9 or 10 of their knives that have come from various different manufacturing facilities all over the world, and zero. None of them needed to go back to the manufacturer. None of them needed to go back to the retailer. One more thing for you retailers. I understand that you're running a business on tight margins. And that's why I suggest you open the boxes, check the knives, so that you can make a pile and send them back, en masse to these manufacturers whenever you have problems, so that you can make order adjustments and complaints with them, and not have to deal with a customer with a bad knife. And if you're not going to do that though, many of you need to make it easier for the honest guy to send a knife back. Now, I purchased a knife from a major online retailer here, I don't know, a few months ago, and it was an inexpensive knife, but for me to send the knife back, it was going to end up costing me something like $12 or $13 on a $35 knife. Whenever you do that, I understand you're trying to protect yourself, but whenever you do that, you are assisting that manufacturer. You are telling that manufacturer it's okay to not have QA on your knives, because we're going to make it so expensive for them to send the knife back that they're just going to eat that knife and not worry about it. And it's not playing fair to the customer. So if you can find a way to do it, you need to make it easier for the customer to send a knife back. Or we're all going to end up buying those inexpensive knives on Amazon, and maybe that's what you want, and if that's what you want, that's okay, because Amazon does make it easy for us to send them back. But anyhow, guys, I know this has been a bit disjointed, but the main thing is, how in the world does this little company, Sanren, send me 4 perfect knives? And I ordered these from some Chinese website, so it's not like they were doing anything. Sanren did it themselves. We've got 4 perfect knives that come in these cheesy little bubble packs. I will say this, if you are a named manufacturer, somebody we're supposed to recognize and trust, and you are leaving your QA out, you're not worrying about it. You're thinking whatever you're thinking. A company like this is going to come in and they are going to steal your business. Gonzo, Sanren, Inland, they are already doing a good job of stealing your business. Now, I have some issues with Gonzo and their use of the term axis lock, but I don't have any issue with this Sanren brand. Some people say some people claim that they are copying other knife makers, but really, guys, we're talking about a $10 knife here, and basic knife design. There's not generally anything super special about their knife designs, so I'm not going to ding them on that. And if you want to compare a $10 knife to a $350 or $400 knife, that's on you, fine, but they don't even play in the same league or ballpark. So guys, I hope everyone is listening at least a little bit out there, because some of you are going to lose some business and are losing business over some of these inexpensive Chinese-made knives, because these guys are doing it right. They're sending us a good knife. May not have the materials that your knife has, but they're sending us a good knife, and we don't have to worry so much about the quality control, because they have it and you don't. From the customer end of things, I don't know what to tell you guys. If if you're gonna buy those Chinese knives from those supposedly trusted and popular brand names, I would make sure that your method of return for those knives from wherever you buy it is easy with the retailer, because you never know what you're going to get. And like I said, I did the numbers and I come up with about a 30% return rate on average, and that's just ludicrous. Anyhow guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.